When it comes to sheep, this is the rule that applies. The grass is always greener on the other side. Here's the sheep in the pasture that its good shepherd has taken it to, and it's grazing along, and it's not trying to be ornery or defiant or belligerent to the shepherd. It's just feeding. And all of a sudden, it sees something that looks really good, and it puts its head through the fence and starts munching over there. But the question is, why did the shepherd not take the sheep to the greenest looking grass? We see the fence there, but we don't see what's right there. There's a snake in the grass. The grass is always greener on the other side has a snake in the grass. And that's our strategy of Satan. This other side of the fence is the strategy of prosperity, and it's a strategy to hurt the sheep. From the very beginning, when Satan tempted Eve to take what God had not given, and he told her, "You won't die," she believed two things that are now our default beliefs. Number one, I know what is best for me. Number two, if I get what I want, I will be happy and content. Satan appealed to what she saw, what she thought, and what she desired. But these two statements are lies. They come from the serpent. We are going to take a closer look at this one. If I get what I want, I will be happy and content. Because there are two key words which should make it a self-evidently false statement. Number one, it is based on me getting instead of receiving. In the Garden of Eden, what had Adam and Eve received? Everything except for one tree. And what did they want to get? The one tree. This statement is based not on my receiving from God, but on me going out and getting for myself. And then what is the second word? Want. The want drives a person to go to get. And as soon as they get, what happens to the want? It makes me blip, a little happy, blip. You know, the piece of chocolate, blip, that was good. Then what happens? If the happy and content is based on being fulfilled, what should happen as soon as it is fulfilled? There should be, I don't need to go get anymore. But the whole premise is based on going and getting. The want is a bottomless pit. And that's why it is a self-evident false statement. As soon as I get, another want comes up, and I'm always looking outside to have it filled. Let's illustrate how this works. I want you to visualize where you live, your whole house and everything that's included in it. Think about not only the furniture and the big items, but what you have in the closets, the dressers, what you have in storage containers, in the attic, basement, and shed. Mentally, go through all the rooms. What would it take to move all that stuff? Think through what's in the cabinets, what's under the sinks. All of that at one time was a want. Now think about, how did you get it? How did you get all the stuff you just visualized? Was it a birthday gift, a Christmas present? What percentage of the stuff was your own purchase? What have you gone out to get? If I get what I want, I will be happy and content. So I'm just trying to give us a picture of how happy and content we are. All of us were taught this basic system. We get good grades in high school so that we can get into a good college. We get good grades in college so that we can get a good job. Now, some people skip college and go straight to the job. But we get a good job so that we can make good money. We make good money so that we can get what we want and be happy and content. So let's see where we are on the timeline of our happiness. Here we have our birth, and I'm taking 80 as the average age of death. At age 14 to 18, we are thrust into the wonderful world of adolescence and growing up. Those are the high school years. 18 to 22 are generally the college years. You get good grades in college to get a good job. Well, maybe it takes a few years to figure out what we want to do, or settle down into a job, or find out what it is that makes money. But let's say by 30 we have the job. So from 30 to 80, we have 50 years of happiness. If I get what I want, I will be happy and content. It's a lie. And this is what often happens. At around age 40, we can't keep stuffing the past, our emotions, undealt with character issues. We've been out there, and the things that were going to make our world perfect all of a sudden aren't working. At that point, we can either stuff more and run faster, or we can slow up and change course. By continually medicating our spiritual emptiness and emotional pain with more stuff and increased busyness, we enter an ever-elusive cycle that weighs us down with anxiety. That's the stuff. And exhausts us with activity. That's the busyness. Without satisfying our deep craving for contentment and peace. Personally, I think this is why yoga has skyrocketed in recent years. I think it's a man-made system trying to get this something balanced out, and it alleviates the symptoms without getting to the cause. So what is the cause? Let's take a look at this sweet little sheep. It looks so innocent and naive. That little lamb doesn't even know there is an enemy out there. What is the job of the sheep? To follow the shepherd. The alternative to the stuff and going faster is the change of direction toward the shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. See the contrast? The want technically is there's nothing the sheep will need if it has its shepherd. How does the sheep want something? By grazing over and looking at the grass on the other side. But as long as the sheep has its shepherd, it doesn't lack water, it doesn't lack food, and when it gets cast down with its legs up in the air, it will be put back right again. It doesn't lack protection. That's what this phrase means. It's not, well, there's nothing I have a desire for. It's saying that there is nothing that is not provided for the sheep by the shepherd.